The movie follows a young farm boy, Jack, who unwittingly becomes embroiled in a battle for the future of the world when he accidentally grows a magical beanstalk that leads to a world inhabited by giants. The plot blends elements of folklore, adventure, romance, and action as Jack must rise to the occasion to save Princess Isabel and defeat the monstrous giants who threaten the human kingdom. The story begins by providing the backstory of the giants and the magical beans that make the beanstalk possible. The narrative reveals that many centuries ago, monks discovered magic beans that had the power to create a path between Earth and the land of the giants. This path allowed the giants, who were known for their ferocious appetite for human flesh, to descend to Earth and wreak havoc on the human race. Eventually, the monks were able to trap the giants in their realm by using a dark form of magic to craft a crown from the giants' melted hearts. King Eric, the ruler at the time, used the crown to control the giants, forcing them back to their world and severing the beanstalk that connected the two realms. Over time, the story of the giants faded into legend, and the magical beans were thought to be nothing more than a myth. Years later, Jack is raised by his father, who shares these stories with him as a way to entertain him. Jack's mother had passed away when he was young, and these tales were a means of connecting with her memory. Jack is captivated by the idea of giants and often wonders aloud if they might still be alive. His father dismisses the tales as old myths, but Jack remains curious. Meanwhile, Princess Isabel, the daughter of the current king, listens to similar stories and dreams of a life beyond the royal palace. Her mother encourages her to learn more about the world, as one day she may have to rule it. The film then shifts to the present, where Jack has grown into a young man. He lives on a small farm with his uncle, who is more concerned with the daily chores of the farm than Jack's desire for adventure. Jack's father, long gone, left him with little material wealth, so Jack is tasked with selling the family's horse in the city. His uncle warns him not to get distracted or waste time. However, while in the town, Jack becomes captivated by the local theater, where the story of King Eric and the giants is being performed. As he watches the play, he locks eyes with a beautiful woman in the audience, Princess Isabel. Their brief encounter is filled with longing and curiosity, setting the stage for their eventual connection. After a brief altercation where Jack steps in to defend Isabel from a group of unruly men, she flees the scene with her royal guard, leaving Jack with a sense of awe and admiration. Meanwhile, Isabel's father, the king, reprimands her for defying royal protocol and sneaking out of the palace. The king insists that she must marry Roderick, a nobleman chosen for her, in order to secure peace in the kingdom. Isabel, however, dreams of freedom and adventure, feeling stifled by the expectations of royal life. Things take a dramatic turn when Jack unknowingly becomes involved in a conspiracy involving the magic beans. A monk who has stolen the beans from the royal vault arrives in the town with the beans. He offers Jack a trade. In exchange for his horse, Jack can take the magic beans, which are said to have the power to grow a massive beanstalk. Jack, initially skeptical, agrees to the deal. However, when Jack's uncle finds out, he is furious, blaming Jack for the lost horse. This moment highlights Jack's struggle to grow up and find his place in the world. That night, the monk is pursued by Roderick and his accomplice Wick, who are both after the beans. The monk reveals the dangerous nature of the beans, explaining that they were created with dark magic and should never have been taken from the royal vault. Roderick, however, is desperate to use them to control the giants and gain power. Jack's uncle scolds him again for the trade, but Jack remains convinced that there is something more to the beans than meets the eye. Meanwhile, Isabel, rebellious and yearning for adventure, decides to sneak out of the palace once again. She ends up at Jack's home, and the two share a moment of camaraderie over their shared desires to escape their predetermined paths. The magic beans begin to sprout beneath the house, and before they can stop it, the entire house is swept away by the massive beanstalk, which reaches high into the sky. Isabel is taken with the beanstalk, and Jack, determined to rescue her, climbs after her. Jack is joined by Elmont, a skilled and honorable royal guard, and Roderick, who is more interested in using the giants to further his own ambitions. As the group ascends the beanstalk, they are attacked by the giants, who cause chaos in their wake. They reach the land of the giants, where they discover that Isabel is being held captive by the giants. Roderick, meanwhile, seizes the opportunity to use the stolen crown, which gives him the power to control the giants. However, his ambitions backfire when the giants, led by General Fallon, rebel against him. Jack and Elmont team up to rescue Isabel and fight off the giants, but their attempts are met with fierce resistance. The giants are massive and relentless, and Roderick's plans to control them spiral out of control. As the giants rise up against their captors, they attack the human world, launching a deadly invasion. In the chaos, Roderick's betrayal is revealed, and he is overthrown by General Fallon, who crowns himself the new ruler of the giants. Fallon's reign of terror threatens the entire kingdom, and the fate of the world rests in Jack's hands. In the final battle, Jack and Isabel, aided by Elmont, manage to escape the giant city and return to Earth. The king orders the beanstalk to be destroyed, but it's already too late. The giants begin descending to Earth, and a fierce battle erupts as the human forces fight to protect their kingdom. Jack uses the last of the magic beans to defeat the giants, causing a massive collapse that destroys General Fallon and brings an end to the giants' reign of terror. Jack and Isabel manage to survive the battle, and as the giants retreat, they look forward to a future where they can be together.